How we doing?
Matthew, not the best weather forecast for Sunday in Philadelphia. Obviously, freezing rain, snow. How does that affect you?
We'll see when we get there. Every situation, every weather situation I've been a part of is kind of different. You go out there and see what you can do, what you can't do, and I'm sure that Sunday will be no different.
Sean has usually called that the game Week 12 a humbling experience. How would you describe the Week 12 game against the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean that's about right. Didn't do a whole lot great. Moved the ball a few times, got some points, but game got away from us a little bit, and never want that to happen. So just doing everything we can to try and make sure that, against a really talented football team at their place, we, come ready to go and play solid football.
You guys picked up one on Monday, obviously, right? Relation is here. That playing quickly, you kind of think back to what you're coming back to. What was that thought process like?
A lot of unknowns, obviously, and luckily we got back here, and everybody's doing everything they can to make it, as functional of a city as we possibly can. I think they're doing a hell of a job, which is great. And then, our mind turns to football straight, right away. It's a short week anyways, playing on a Monday night. They got a full 24-hour jump on us at least, so, try to get your body and your mind ready as quickly as you can.
We've talked a lot about the energy that Tyler's brought to the team since he's come back to practice. But on a more practical level, what has his presence meant for the offensive operation?
Oh, it's been great. He's a guy that's familiar with what we've been trying to do. He's been here for a long time. He knows what the standard is, the expectation. And then, frankly, he's just a really good football player, too. You get out there, whether it's catching a seam early or a little flat route late and making somebody miss. He did a nice job with his opportunities, on Monday. And hopefully he's feeling, great and can go.
There's so much talk about after the game Monday about with the fires and your family up in the buses. How much this week is the recovery needed because of maybe that adrenaline, maybe that helping others? Is that part of the recovery process?
Yeah, I mean, that was it was a long week last week for us, for everybody in the city, ourselves included, picking up and moving to a different state and staying in hotels and doing all the stuff that, comes with moving that many people to, a new location and try and still practice and do all the things that we did. And then, we're 24 hours behind on a Monday night game. So, there's definitely some recovery that comes into that, making sure that we're doing everything we can to sleep as much as you can, get your body right, get your mind right, ready to go, so that come Sunday we're fresh again and ready to go play with that same energy and passion that we had last Monday.
And Matthew, with this situation ongoing, do you get the sense that wins now by the ranks for this community a little bit more important in any way, and does that motivate you in any way to bring to this community?
Yeah, definitely. We put a ton of work into this all the way back into OTAs and minicamp and all that. So, we're obviously intrinsically motivated as well, man. We've put our life on hold in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas to come and play football and do everything we can to try and help this team win. So, we're motivated for our team and the work that we put in, but we're definitely motivated by, the situation that is going on around here, and then the people that are, leaning on us to give them a little bit of joy come the weekend, and hopefully we can do that again. I think 7 games. That's a big sample size. We've had some good ones and some not so good ones. But no, I think when we're playing on all cylinders, we're not going backwards because of penalties or negative plays and things like that. We've done a really nice job of staying on schedule. And then when the big plays have presented themselves, we did a nice job of making them. I think Monday night was another occurrence of that. We had some chances to make some big plays. We made them. A couple even that we probably could have made and didn't. So, I think that's the biggest thing, is just trying to make sure that a couple of those drives that we had were derailed from penalties and negative plays. If we can avoid those, then we've done a really nice job.
What stands out to you as a quarterback facing a big Fangio defense, and how do you get Cooper maybe more involved in terms of catching the ball?
Yeah, as far as Vic goes, played against his defenses a bunch of times. Like every coach and coordinator in this league, he's evolved with the game a little bit and put his spin on his defenses, every place that he's been with the personnel groupings that he's had and the people that he's had to play with. So, this defense is the best in the league, depending on what numbers you look at. And anytime you're talking about that, it's a really talented group. And those guys they got a great front seven, they got a great back end. I mean, anything you'd want in a defense, they've got it. 2 great corners, a star that's a young guy that's playing really well, a bunch of guys up front that are good at stopping the run and attacking the passer. So we'll have our work cut out for us really at all 3 levels, and they're playing really well as a unit as well. As far as Cooper goes, it's been strange. Obviously, the ball that I ended up throwing at Puka's feet the other day, he's sitting there wide open, and it just seemed like we were rewatching the first time we played the Eagles. Earlier this year, Coop and I were maybe this morning or whatever it was, and he's open on another one, and I get hit right as I'm throwing it too, and he's like, kind of been the way it's gone, and so sometimes those things happen, and he's an unbelievable teammate, a guy that sacrifices for our team in so many different ways, and I know that we're at our best when everybody on the field's touching the ball, and he made his presence felt on Monday night with a big time catch on a 3rd down that we needed. So, I think anything we can do to get him the ball, that's great. And if you talk to him, I mean, he's just such a great team guy. He's all about us winning and doing whatever he can to help us win.
When you look at the tape on Monday night, you see your defense. What did you notice? What stood out to you the most watching them?
I think just the style, the energy that they played with. I think so many times this season I haven't done a good enough job of getting us in the end zone early or getting points on the board early, and we were able to get out to a little bit of a lead. And man, you see them attack, and it's an awesome feeling as a quarterback, as a player on offense, to know that, man, if you can get these guys the lead, these guys are really going to go, and they've been doing great even without the lead too. Don't get me wrong, but it was fun to watch that and know that these guys they're a special group when they get going, and it's fun to watch them play and feed off of each other. The energy that they have is real.
How about for you when you start those first 2 drives with 20-yard completions?
Yeah.
What does that do? And you've talked about what it does for everyone around you.
Yeah.
What does that do for you personally?
It's great. I'll take them whenever I can get them, but the sooner the better. There's no question about that. I think for our team, a little bit of wind in the sails. And each game is different. Each team is different on how you can attack them and how that might look. May not be a bunch of 20-yard completions, every single game. But finding a way to get points on the board, get down there, converting on 3rd down, doing the things that it takes to score touchdowns, it's huge. And when we've done that in games, we've played well on offense. So just try to continue to do that. And that's not to say that if we don't come out on Sunday and score the first time, you don't sit there and hang your head. You fight your ass off on the next drive to try and go get points too. So, like I said, you add them up at the end of the game. Doesn't matter when you score them, but got to have more than the other team.
Now, you've always maintained every game's important. But at this stage, when there's only 4 teams left in the NFC and you're close to getting to the ultimate goal where you want to be, how do you describe what it's like this week, having this opportunity at this point again in your career?
Fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's so much work. I sit there and I think back of, first day at training camp, how you were feeling and all the things that are going through your mind, and looking at the end of the calendar and thinking about how long of a journey that is sometimes, it's overwhelming, a little bit daunting, but, to be here now, to have worked through all the things that we've worked through as a team, as an individual, to get to this point and have the opportunities that we have in front of us is it's really fun, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I know guys on our team are doing the same. Just trying to lead as best I can to help us give ourselves the best chance we can to get a win, keep it moving.
I know you guys have played some really tough atmospheres already, but Philadelphia can be really loud and all
Yep.
the things. How do you protect that one?
I think, like you said, we've been in that, sort of an arena, plenty of times this season. I mean, week 1 was rocking and rolling in Detroit, and it's NFL football. I mean, everywhere you go, it's tough. So some of our games here have been loud. So, we just prepare for it, continue to do everything we can to try to create and emulate, those situations and that noise out here at practice and go operate in it. And then it comes down to me doing as good a job as I possibly can at communicating on Sunday, and those guys, relaying that